Hello everyone, and let's do a book talk for My Roommate is a Vampire. This is written by Jenna Levine. This is the first book in so far a duology. I don't know if it's going to be longer than that, but so far there are only the two books in the series. And I would say they're more companion. I have not read the second one, but I'm assuming it's more companion because in the second one we are following different characters. So this is an adult fantasy, paranormal. It's because of the vampire and a romance, and it's more romance focused. This is written by Jenna Levine, and there was an audiobook available when I read this. It is narrated by Gilly, Gilli, Messer is the last name. And it is 8 hours and 59 minutes on standard one-time speed. This book is told in first person. So for this one, we are following two characters. We are following Cassie, who is a budding artist. She has gone to school to be an artist. She wants to be an artist. She also has a side job where she helps children find the love of art and creating things. And she also works at a library slash cafe, and it is referenced that she is Jewish, so you do have that representation there. We have Frederick. All we know, he's a vampire. The title is a spoiler. My roommate is a vampire. He's a vampire. Comes up with some things as far as you can't go into this room or this closet, and that's pretty much it. He leaves sweet notes. Reminds her of like Regency type writing. Well, he's that old, so which would make sense. So my edition was 337 pages. As far as other representation, as I had said, you have Jewish that is mentioned. You also have LGBT, specifically male. The Cassie's best friend is in a gay relationship. I believe they're married, either that or their fiancé, something like that. But it's a serious relationship. I do believe her best friend is married. As far as your content and your trigger warnings, the only one that I was able to really come up with is the sexually explicit language that involves sexually explicit scenes. You are seeing the sex on page. And then the language. As far as like the spice level, I would say it is definitely more tame. It is not a clean romance by any means, as you'll see when I go over the word usage, but it's definitely not clear on the side of erotic, so it is definitely more tame, but it is there. You do see a lot of lusting, and there's lusting right basically from the start. Or is it more fade to black? There's one sex scene, and honestly, I can't remember if it's, I do believe you see the sex or you see some of it, but it is definitely more tame. Not a complete fade to black, I would say, so just be aware. So sexually explicit language, definitely. And that's your content and your trigger warnings. As far as representation outside of the LGBT, so the male-male relationship and Jewish, it's going to be up to your imagination. I did not write down where this is set. I don't remember. I think it's New York. Is that what it says in the back? Oh, Chicago. So, yeah, it takes place in Chicago. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Now, what is this about? So Cassie is hard on her luck. She finds an ad for an apartment. She doesn't want to rely on her friends. She wants to, even though her one friend does mention you can stay here as long as you need, she does want to be out on her own. She doesn't want to be a burden to her friends. So she sees this advertisement for an apartment that happens to be extremely cheap and kind of sets up red flags because of how cheap it is. The asking price is for it, but she responds, and because it is mentioned, and Frederick is shocked that the apartments go, especially the apartment that he has, that he's willing to rent out, goes for much, much, much more expensive. He has a friend named Reginald, or Reggie, who is the one that set the price. Reggie is also a vampire, so just be aware, vampires helping each other out. And that's, so he's a little surprised by that. He is grateful that Cassie was honest about that, but he does honor what was written in that as like kind of like almost like a binding contract. He does honor that price, which is very nice of him to do that. And Cassie goes about her life trying to get into a certain career path. She has, the artwork that she has is not for everyone, but art is not for everyone. It's like reading. Not every book is for every reader. Things are subjective to your opinion and your upbringing and your beliefs and all of this stuff that come into play to create you who you are at this time. Something that you may not like now, maybe you'll like in the future, and vice versa. It does happen. Now, so what Cassie does for her art, it is explained. She picks up garbage and she uses that in her art. So it is a medium that she uses. I think that's the word that's used. It's a medium that is used into, that she integrates into her completed artwork. So like soda cans, wrappers, receipts, things like that. She integrates them into her art, which is actually pretty cool and very creative in my opinion. And so she is trying to do that. Frederick, where he is a vampire, he is trying to figure out how to integrate himself into more society so he's not just completely isolated. So, and they strike up a deal and Cassie is going to help him integrate more into society. And then it's a blossoming romance and all of that. And it just goes from there. So that is the story. So again, this was 337 pages. Now, in case you are still on the fence, let me tell you about the words that were used and how often they came up. Again, 337 pages for my edition. The word counts won't vary from edition to edition, but that way you'll know, you know, if like a word comes up 10 times, you know, in a 337 book, you might say, okay, I can tolerate it coming up that many times, but if your edition is like 100 pages, you may say, no, you know, I don't know, something like that. So I tell you the words so that you know, in case you're on the fence, if there's a word you want absolutely nothing to do with, you can either skip that word in the book and still read it, or just give the book a pass. Okay, so let's go into the words. And that's why I tell you how many times they came up too. So if it's a word that comes up twice, you may be okay with it. But if it comes up like 20 times, it may be too much for you, and that's fine. So we have the following words. We have bullshit twice, shit 10, fuck up 4, the word God 21, not in religious context, screw once, horny once, fuck 10, the phrase goddamn it once, hell 8, the letters OMG 1 time, goddamn once, jackass once, dick 4, asshole 3 times, dickhead once, hard once, damn twice, ass 3, orgasm 6, breast 4, nipple 3 times, bud once, folds once, clit twice, wet once, erection. I didn't tally that. It comes up at least once. Same thing with cock and erect. I didn't put little tallies by those, but I did write them down, so they definitely come up at least the 1 time. Moving on, I have blowjob once, thrust 6, come, C-O-M-E, twice, arouse once, turn on once, hussy twice, bitch twice, hellscape once, and the word suicide once. And there's no talk of someone committing suicide. It's more along the lines of like the suicide of my career, fashion suicide, kind of like along those lines, just so you are aware. And that is this book. So yeah, definitely know if you've read this and if you enjoyed it. Personally, I thought it was fun. So yeah. And let's see, about the author. So again, the author is Jenna Levine. All right, so let's read about the author that's in the back of the book. It says, by day, Jenna Levine works to increase access to affordable housing in the American South. By night, she writes romance novels where ridiculous things happen to beautiful people. When Jenna isn't writing, she can usually be found crying over K-dramas, starting knitting projects she won't finish, or spending time with her family and small army of cats. It does list her website, jennalevine.com. Her Instagram is Jenna Levine Writes, and Twitter, which is now X. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to that, is JEENONAMIT. I will try to link all of those in case you're interested in the description box. And that is it. So that is My Roommate is a Vampire. Let me know, have you read this? Have you read anything else that this author writes. I only know of the one other book, so we'll see. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts on this. And if you were on the fence, knowing what is contained in this book, does this help you say it's not for me? Or, yeah, I think I will enjoy that and to go ahead and pick it up. So yeah, definitely let me know if you're on the fence, which way knowing what's in this swayed you to go. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.